U.S. Common Citizenship Questions. To reduce stress during your USCIS interview, listen to these questions regularly beforehand to familiarize yourself with what the USCIS officer may ask. Don't forget to share this video with friends preparing for the interview. Let's get started. Greeting the USCIS officer. How are you? How are you feeling? How are you doing today? Being placed under oath. Do you promise to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Do you understand what an oath means? Basic personal information. What is your name? Have you used any other names? Do you want to legally change your name? When is your birthday? Where were you born? What is your race? Are you Hispanic or Latino? Physical attributes. How tall are you? What color are your eyes? What color is your hair? Family history. What is your mother's name? What is your father's name? Is your mother or father a U.S. citizen? When did they become U.S. citizens? Were they married before you turned 18 years old? How many children do you have? What are their names? Where were your children born? Where do they currently live? Is your child your biological child, stepchild, or adopted child? When are their birthdays? Relationship history. Are you currently single, married, divorced, or widowed? What is the name of your current spouse? When and where were you married? Is your spouse a U.S. citizen? What is your spouse's country of citizenship or nationality? When is your spouse's birthday? Is your spouse in the military? What is your spouse's current job? Where does your spouse currently work? How many times have you been married? When did your previous marriage end? How many times has your spouse been married? How did your spouse's marriage to their previous spouse end? Military service. Have you ever served in the U.S. military? Have you ever left the United States to avoid being drafted into the military? Have you ever applied for an exemption from military service? Have you ever deserted from the military? Have you lived in the United States or received your green card at any time between the ages of 18 and 26? If so, did you register for selective service? When did you register with selective service? Why didn't you register with selective service? Immigration status. When were you approved for your green card? How long have you had your green card? Trips abroad. How many times have you left the United States since you became a green card holder? Did any of your trips abroad last 6 months or longer? What were the reasons you needed to take trips abroad? When was your last trip outside the United States? Which countries did you visit? Do you remember the day you returned to the United States? Residential history. Where do you currently live? How long have you lived there? Where else have you lived in the past 5 years? When did you live there? Employment and education history. Where do you currently work? What is your current job? Where else have you worked in the past 3 years? When did you work there? Where did you last attend school? What is the name of your school? When did you attend that school? Income tax obligations. Have you ever not filed an income tax return since becoming a green card holder? Have you ever claimed to be a non-resident on a federal, state, or local income tax return since becoming a green card holder? Do you owe any taxes to the federal government or to a state or local government? Personal ethics. Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen? Have you ever voted or registered to vote in a federal, state, or local election in the United States? Do you support the U.S. Constitution and the U.S. government? Will you obey the laws of the United States? Do you understand and are you willing to take the oath of allegiance to the United States? If necessary, would you be willing to defend the United States in a war? If necessary, would you be willing to perform non-combatant services in the U.S. military or work of national importance in a civilian capacity? Questions about your affiliations with or memberships in certain organizations. Have you ever been a member of nobility in any country other than the United States? Have you ever been associated with or a member of any organization, association, fund, foundation, party, club, or similar group anywhere in the world? Have you ever been associated with or a member of the Communist Party, the Nazi Party, or a terrorist organization? Other possible questions. Do you understand why you are being interviewed? Why do you want to become a U.S. citizen? Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or been confined to a mental institution?